When I was in Afghanistan, I got hit by an RPG. So I ran through the enemy fire, and there's no cover. I just kept on going, praying. I finally got his rifle and I came back and he was reloading. I was checking all the bodies. 6 confirmed kills that night.
When I went to Afghanistan, I did detainee ops, and then I was a 240 Bravo gunner. And you know, you see a lot of stuff over there, and you kind of lock it away. You compartmentalize it, self-isolating, just locking myself at home. Didn't want to go anywhere, didn't want to do anything.
I went through some really tough struggles in my own life, trying to overcome some problems with alcohol, and I got to a spot that I never thought I'd get to in my life.
So 14 years ago, I was walking out of the desert, you know, and I walked out of the desert, and then I stumbled in life, literally stumbling, you know, from insane asylum to rehabs.
This loose number that people throw around casually of 20 to 22 veterans that commit suicide a day, it's like anything. The more you hear it, the more it's acceptable. And it's totally unacceptable.
Operation Mustang is trademarked, and the whole idea that I had behind that phrase was just to let the public know the concept to connect a wild horse and a veteran.
We've said our goodbyes, we've said, and I'm out the door, and Megan looks right through me, not knowing anything about me or my story or my past, and says, "You want to go in, don't you?" And I says, "Yes, ma'am." She says, "Grab a helmet."
And it was one horse in particular, a horse that we have in the program here called Wyatt, that I bought out in Montana from a guy that wasn't very nice to him and had abused him. And when I got him back here, I realized how petrified of people that he was.
Next thing you know, I'm in a round pen working with a Mustang, and this thing actually came over, breathed in, gave me a nudge, and I've been in BraveHearts ever since.
There has been nothing on this earth that I've found, no medication, no psychiatrist, psychologist program that comes anywhere close to the feeling I get with horses.
A regular horse sees through a regular lens. A Mustang sees through a 20x lens. He sees everything so much more sharply because that's their need to survive in the wild.
With the tens of millions of veterans that we have home here in the United States and the tens of thousands of horses that we have standing around doing nothing, I would think that we can try to put those two together.
I was a grunt, I was an infantryman, and I was in both invasions, and that's a lot of stuff to shut off in your head. And I hadn't found anything from booze to drugs to counseling to anything, you know, that shut that off. And whenever I got in that ring, everything shut off.
There's been really no opportunity where the Mustangs get to show their greatness as much as, you know, saving a soldier's life.
It's a national epidemic right now, the Mustangs. They're having hearings on it with the BLM. What are we gonna do? And there's a lot of people out there hurting.
The horses really were encroaching on private grasslands, and so it just became a battle between the rancher and the wild horse.
They're starting to become aware of it. They're starting to recognize it. I think Operation Mustang at Cheyenne Frontier Days is in a joint effort with the BLM. That's a step in the right direction.
Because there's a lot of other centers like BraveHearts that want wild horses, they just don't know how to start it. And so that's what we're looking to do next year, at the beginning of next year, is to actually start to bring in horses, and then we'll transition those horses out to other centers that are like BraveHearts across the country. You know, my words might not mean something to somebody, but a horse's reaction, that means everything.
It provides a solution for horses that are in a bad bind right now. There's so many of them on the range, there's so many of them in holding pens. The more people that are aware that they're useful, good horses, that you can train them, you can trust them, the more maybe people will stop breeding other horses for pleasure and for ranch work and use some of these great resources that we have. What better matchup, you know? An American symbol like the wild Mustang and a warrior that's gone overseas to protect everything that we all have. It's magic.
It's the only time when I don't think of the past, when I don't think of the hurt, I don't think of the future, all the stuff I have to do tomorrow, or any anxiety attacks or PTSD attacks. I don't get any of that. The greatest pleasure is finally being free from that and being in the moment with the horse and seeing it improve. And you did that. No one else did. You did that. So you have a purpose in life.